Welcome to the More You Look podcast. Welcome to the More You Look podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the More You Look podcast. My name is Femi Anthony and I've got my friend here, Skit Sky. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's good to see you again.
Man, it's been a while.
I'm glad that you pulled through.
Through what?
You know what? I mean, come on, you've been down for a few days.
Yeah,
I was. And you know what kept coming to my mind?
What?
Because I feel like, in a way, you champion men's health. So I'm like, you're the least person that this should be happening to.
I'm human now. I'm human.
After
Yeah.
all, but we were really rooting for you to pull through because it would be a shame to now see that our champion of health on the podcast.
I'm human.
He's been given the Tyson Fury treatment.
Well. Yeah, I was missing in action for a couple of weeks and I'm back now.
Yeah, that's how I'll be back.
Yeah, I've left my crutch in the car. So yeah, you know what? A few days ago, my secondary school alumni, they had a reunion party at the school. I'm talking of St. Peter's College, Olomoro, Abeokuta, Ogun State. That's in Nigeria. And for those of us that are abroad, we were opportune to sort of, watch on Zoom as it was going on. And you know what? It made me feel really proud to be, a one-time student of that school, because what they did was they got together, contributed money, gave money to the teachers, they distributed bags to students in the school. And I was watching it and I was seeing some of my old secondary school, I'm talking of 1997 set. And as I was watching and as I was seeing these wonderful people, come together to do something beautiful, it made me really feel nice, as I was on my hospital bed. So I just want to quickly use this opportunity to give a big shout out to my 1997 St. Peter's College set. Big up, guys, enough respect. I love and respect you all. Moving on. Since I've been gone, I've had a few ideas come to me. And before we address the elephant in the room, let's talk about what is something or what are some things that you refuse to pay for, to pay money for. Yeah, what are things? For me personally, the first thing that comes to my mind is hair pressure. Why do we pay for
At the
hair?
gas station, then 50p.
What are you saying? In my area, you won't find any hair pressure service for 50. It's £1.
They've changed ours to now.
It's £1. And they say it's £1 for 10 minutes. It's a lie. If you put that £1, if you time yourself, before 10 minutes is done. Why do we have to pay to put air pressure in our tires? It's just hair. That's one of the things I refuse to pay for. I don't know if you have any rebuttal for that one.
No, I think I agree with you when it comes to that. The only thing that I was gonna say is that it might cost them to actually maintain the machinery.
The profit these guys make.
Yeah,
every
business is.
Yes, they should be able to give their customers air pressure.
Yeah,
they can put some say.
Maybe you need a pin.
They might actually say well for buying customers only.
Yeah.
So you have to buy petrol to be able to have access to that or something like that. But air pressure, to put air pressure in your cars should be free. Another thing I hate paying for is toll gates. Like when you're coming here, I have to pay that for crossing.
Yeah, that for crossing.
We pay a lot of money already.
You know the funniest thing?
Yeah.
For congestion zone, for Ulis, I get it. But for some reason, I can't just understand
here's the thing.
Dartford one.
Yeah, the
What
fact
exactly
that but it's just toll.
Yeah, but
Nothing. Basically, how I see it is this: we pay taxes, and these taxes go towards infrastructure, right? And a few other things. Why do we then have to pay toll gates to use the road that we already pay for?
Yeah,
you pay road tax, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Right?
Should that not cover toll?
It drives me nuts, like I said. But first of all, I don't get why we pay that for crossing.
It's crazy.
I'm not sure what exactly it is about. I get the Ulis, I get the congestion zone and charge zone. I get that, but that for So I'm 100%.
It's not even that any toll gate at all. We pay road tax, we pay all these things that should go towards infrastructure. Well, another thing I hate paying for are those stupid online newspaper articles. Like you click on a news story, they'll give you 3 or 4 lines, and then they'll block the rest and tell you to pay.
The Telegraph.
All I have to do is go on Google. You will still get the full story there. Okay. Even go on Twitter.
As a regular citizen, I'm not happy paying for that or even seeing that. Every time I try to read the news, then I know now I have to go and look for that story somewhere else. You understand? Even if it might not be a big brand, behind that news story. Now, as a journalist, as a trained journalist, I can understand why they do that. It's meaningless. It might not exactly work.
Nah.
Wiki too now asks for contributions.
Yeah.
You understand? Wiki too, but they do it optionally.
My God.
You understand? Optionally. But those ones that force you, they let you read the first
4 lines. Every time I click and I see those first 4 lines, I'm always like,
you've reached your limits. You've reached your limit for the day. I'm like, really?
You click on the story, you see 3 lines, man. I'm always like, man.
Yeah, but what I feel is like, you see them big journalism house.
Big newspaper articles.
Yeah, big newspaper houses. They were slow to come online. You understand? Bloggers were making money already before these guys realized that newspaper might be fading, as in print might be fading out gradually. You understand? So they were like really old. It was like Nokia that refused to update to smartphones.
Oh my God.
You understand? By the time they jumped on board,
it was a bit too late.
It was too late because the market was now saturated. And if it's like you saying, Femi, if you're the first person that comes in and say, oh, you want to sell these glasses, then tomorrow I pick it up, I want to sell these glasses. What happens if we're in the same area and all that? I've already reduced the profit by half because we're 2. Now imagine when we are 10, 20 like that, we're reducing your sales and hereby reducing your profit. So for them, now, like I said, for them, so when they realize that, okay, the money that they are getting from adverts, you understand, is slow to come because Google too has now changed its paying policies and all that. You understand? So they might not be getting what those bloggers like what we had Linda and KG used to make them.
Oh yeah.
They are not getting that.
Even she's not making that
exactly.
That much anymore. Yeah.
So by the time they got on board and they started using it effectively, and don't forget these guys, they have overheads. They got loads of staff in different countries and all that. And they're like, nah, if we're gonna lose prints, we must be making money from this.
I think, yeah.
And
What you just said,
if you can pay, and get, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, you know what you said. What it just brought to mind what's ongoing presently in the social media world, where established actors, they have no choice. The smart ones, they can see that what's happening now is Skit Makers are taking over. You will work for months to produce a movie, and somebody will make a skit and make triple what you get your profit. So what they are doing now is they have sort of swallowed their swallowed the humble pie. Most of them, if you notice, are now appearing in skits with these Skit Makers because they know that look, you have to go with the times, because if you miss that train,
exactly. Don't be like I always tell people, don't be like Nokia. You understand? If any businessman that does not take Nokia's situation and consider it and move with the tide when it's time, like okay, before lockdown, we had some customers in South Africa that we did their website and we managed it up to now. Before lockdown, like people are going to start buying online, you understand, because they were not seeing sales before then. Do this, do that, do this. Don't stop on your advert right now. They didn't listen, you understand. Then the next thing, nobody could open stores.
There you go.
People were shopping online.
Then they wanted to jump on that bandwagon.
You understand, but it was getting too late. Luckily, some of them are still making, but they are not making as much as they would have if they had jumped on it.
Let's move on. What's something that you refuse to pay for?
I think you've set it up for me.
For me,
if I'm gonna have
movie theater snacks.
Yeah.
I never pay for any of that shit because
It's usually
I'm going to buy movie tickets. You can call me stingy. I don't care.
Nah,
I prefer making my popcorn at home.
There's a difference between stingy and prudence, you know.
I prefer making my popcorn at home and then taking it to the cinema.
I agree with you.
Yeah, for me that's a given. Like, you know. So
if there's anything I don't like paying for right now, and it is new in the UK, is paying for drop off now. Before you could drop off 30 minutes.
Yes.
You know, and you don't pay anything now.
That's the £5.
Just cross that line, £5.
But who do you pay to? How do you pay?
They say you have to pay online. So what I've done is that. So I went there. On the day it started, unfortunately for me, I was dropping off someone there.
Okay.
You know, I was dropping my mother-in-law, I think. Yeah, so I went there, I saw it, and I was like, shit, I haven't set up an account for it. The easiest way, I won't lie to anybody, go and set up an account. Because if you don't set up an account...
But how? What website do you do? Because
itro.co.uk or just Google pay itro to.
Okay.
The way they
set
it
this
up,
thing, all these things is scams. To be honest,
clear.
as far as I'm concerned, it's a scam to get money off people, to rip people off.
The biggest scam.
Because it wasn't there before, and you just put it there. Do you know how much they'll be raking in every day, every single day?
COVID just opened the gates for so.
Do you know how much these people will be raking in? Anyway, moving on. I don't want us to dwell on that too much. Okay.
Past this, what's the one thing that you noticed about maybe infrastructures in the UK during the lockdown, and they've taken it off now? They put it up all because of COVID, and now they're taking it off.
What's that?
Is there anything you've noticed?
I can't think.
Alright, so during lockdown, I noticed that they were doing a lot of bike lanes. You know, they had to shut on roads where you had 2 lanes. Yeah. One for buses and one. They removed the bus lanes. Yeah. They put bicycle lanes.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then, what's it called? The buses now had to ride with the cars.
Okay.
Thereby causing more go-slows and all that.
More traffic.
More traffic. Sorry, Niger.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but now I noticed in some areas, not everywhere. Central London is still like that. Some areas they've been taking off that bicycle lane demarcation now, and you know cars can now flow in 2 ways. I wish they would do like that in Central London, so I'm not really laughing at that. But I wonder in the first place, there's COVID. What does bicycle lane have to do with COVID?
They probably just want people to cycle more. But there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Yeah, there's something I've been meaning to ask you, dude. Because remember many episodes back, we talked about Uber and the new court ruling and how it sort of doesn't really pay in the long run. But now there's something happening. As in, the question is, why is there an Uber shortage presently? Because if you look at Uber, Lyft, and Bolt, they upended the taxi market with cheap fares when they first came out. But now the problem is people are saying getting home from nights out and stuff like that is becoming increasingly Uber is becoming increasingly unavailable. These taxi companies. So what's happening?
Again, I'm not 100% sure why, but what I've found is that from Uber's correspondence, sending us.
Because what people have said is they said that for hundreds of drivers is because the jobs coming in, they have really no value, and I don't understand what that means.
So in terms of no value, I think I can speak to that. So
like the rate per mile and all that stuff.
What we've been noticing, first of all, during lockdown, maybe because they were not getting sales or maybe they were heading there already, Uber introduced something called fixed fee. So before, if I was to take someone 1 mile and we stay in traffic for 30 minutes, there will be something like a traffic fee added to the trip. So if it was supposed to cost you £5 before, because we're in traffic for 30 minutes, you understand, the driver gets some compensation, you pay a little bit more, you understand. So the driver could end up making, maybe like £6 instead of £5. But now, if I take you 1 mile, the same trip, and we're stuck in traffic for 45 minutes, I don't really get any value for staying in traffic for 45 minutes.
Burning petrol.
That's one. Number two, if I decide to take a longer route to avoid that traffic, so instead of 1 mile, I end up doing 6 miles.
6 miles,
You understand? I don't get paid for the 4 or 5 extra miles.
Wow.
You understand? Because it's fixed fee. It's what you were quoted is what you pay. That's what Uber is promoting to customers.
Yeah.
So for drivers, it feels like the first day, the week they introduced it happened to me where I took someone down. I can't remember the area now. I've never been there before. So that bridge, they were walking on that bridge, and it's the only way you can cross to the other town.
Yeah, so you were stuck.
I'm supposed to drop. So I had to go turn around and drive 10 miles extra. I didn't know. I never got paid for 10 miles extra just to drop someone for the. And the guy was saying, there's another road, let's take it and all that. And I used Waze. Waze showed me that the other road is 10 miles extra.
Oh dear.
I never got paid for that 10 miles. So how can you be happy doing that?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Now they've come back again and say, okay, now we understand that there might times be traffic closure and all that, blah blah blah. That if you decide to take another route, they will put something on top. But it's still not clear because they've already told the rider it is what you were quoted, it's what you will pay.
Yeah.
They are not going to charge you extra. So who is paying the extra?
So can you say this is why drivers, are sort of declining? Because I'm hearing that lots of drivers are declining jobs.
Yeah. So then that's one in terms of value. Then the other thing about value is this. Before, when I want to start work, I get trips for maybe like 2 miles away, maximum maybe 3 miles away. Now, every night when I try to work, at least they give me rides of maybe like 7 miles away. You understand?
Yeah.
To go and pick someone for £5.72.
It doesn't make sense. The petrol you use even for that trip.
Exactly.
So you would rather just decline that job than take it?
Because it just doesn't make sense. The only reason I would take is this: maybe I'm in central London, I'm making my way home, and that particular ride is going my way. You understand? Or maybe because now my rating has fallen. Before I used to have maybe 3% cancellation. Now it's gone to 7% since we got out of the last lockdown.
Is it because of this? All this stuff
because of that. Because we now have to reject a lot of. I don't know what's wrong with the AI. It sends you further, for meaningless fee. You understand?
So you are I'm not stupid.
And if you cancel it goes on your cancellation.
Okay, and then what's the repercussion for that one?
Then the last thing that I heard about drivers not wanting to work for Uber again now. About a month ago, 2 months ago, when it was really, really scarce to get Uber rides in London, what I heard was that Bolt and the others, they were doing some promos for drivers so that they can make more money, like 500 extra a week if they stay on Bolt and the other ones. Uber wasn't doing it then. They were doing maybe like £14 and all that. So a lot of people went on there. Now those ones, they finished the promo. So some of my driver friends, what they've said, they've called me, they were like, oh boy, how much would they make for Uber that boats don't dry up, blah blah blah. I'm not telling them that this is it, but they said, yeah, every time they try to do Uber, you understand, their first ride like this, Uber is sending them 10 miles away to go and pick. I'm wondering how can we make money from going 10 miles away? You understand? To go and pick someone.
Well, I guess I understand what you're saying now. So do you think this is the slippery slope, the beginning of the end of these companies?
Yeah, so it's going to be hard for Uber to really fall. You understand? But it is not impossible. If they get in their head that
if more and more drivers are, reacting to this, the way you've just explained to us, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, the alternative to Uber right now, those ones, they don't even get themselves. Boats free, the one that Lyft and all that, they don't even, they're struggling to make money like Uber has made.
They are not well organized.
So they are not willing to really lower their fees. Because that would have been where they would have killed Uber. Yeah. Uber is insisting on 25% that it still charges some of us. The old drivers 15%, I think, or 20%. Now those ones, they came in at 20% when you first join them, then maybe after 3 months, 25%. How are you going to compete when you're offering the same thing as Uber?
It doesn't make sense, yeah.
You understand? Now, Uber can afford to do a lot of promo. They've made a lot of money in the UK, especially. These guys cannot afford to do promos for more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they start to. I heard for Bolt, UK government had to actually
build them out.
Wow. Within 6 months of starting, they had to actually build them out.
That's crazy.
Because they didn't want them to go and Uber will have no more competitors.
Yeah. Just for that monopoly.
So they were not making money. You know? That's why I said it's going to be hard for Uber to really go down, but it's not impossible. If they are arrogant and they continue, like me now, I'm pissed driving with every time I drive, I'm not happy.
Yeah, because of the journey.
Like I said, you understand? My perfect rating, I normally will have like 3-4% cancellation, but when you keep offering me 7 miles away and
you're like, nah,
you understand? I'm like,
it's not worth
for
it.
What? For £4, for £5? You understand? Like, do you think I'm here? Do you think I get now? Their arguments every time they send me this is that I should upgrade to electric car. People who have used the electric car, like that, my friend. So what he did was after the last lockdown, he sold the 7-seater. So he was going to buy, he does that like almost every year, so that to get the freshest car and all that. So the 7-seater, he now went to go and he was going to get another one, but they didn't have the 7-seater electric he wanted, so he decided to go and rent 5-seater electric. This guy complains. He says
the drains,
the range. Imagine, like I said, it's either they send you long distance to pick up for small money, or they send you long distance, you understand, and maybe they send you 30 miles out. You're using electric, you've been working maybe like 5 hours, your electric range is already low. They now send you 30 miles down, Oxford or something, you understand? Then you don't know that area before, you have to start looking for where to charge just for you to come back. You understand? The electric, it's good, maybe it's good for the economy, and someone told me that that's even a lie, a fallacy, that electric cars
there's proof, that's something we could talk about later, but I don't want us to dwell on this too much. Let's talk about this issue that happened in Nigeria recently, which for me, I just feel that people, it just made me feel like people have been living in a bubble for a while. This issue of 12-year-olds joining cults, what we call gang culture here in the UK, in schools in Nigeria, and we're talking about private schools for that matter. I just feel it's crazy. Apparently there's this 12-year-old kid, God rest his soul, that was beaten to death apparently, and was given poison to drink or acid or something, or they said he drank angel or whatever, I don't know, I'm not sure. So apparently the 12-year-old boy, he was being coerced to join a gang. We call it cultism in Nigeria, it's called gang in the UK. And because he refused, allegedly, he was beaten to death, and the school did nothing. What I've heard now is that as at now, the school has been shut down by the government of the state. But I just feel, how is it that we are in 2021 and people in Nigeria are acting shocked
about
that kids in secondary school are forming gangs now? This has always been a thing. It's always been a thing right from the late 90s, mid to late 90s though.
I remember when there was no pressure for me to join any gang when I was in secondary school. But there was gangs. We knew them. You don't cross them. Yeah,
but the thing is, there is a thin line between, because there's a great deal of bullying that was being talked about in secondary schools, and I just feel that I don't even see the way forward. Because if you think about it, when I was in secondary school, I had to almost kill one of my seniors for me to have peace. I was in GSS, I was in junior secondary school then, and I was a senior. And this guy would sit on a chair and it would make me crawl under that chair and stay there for no reason, just because he wanted to exert his power. Think about it. I went to secondary school where we had to address our teachers as masters. I don't know if you've heard that before. Back in the day, we used to you have to address your teacher as master. So when you create that environment, what are you feeding these children, these young minds? I see my teacher as my master. teachers will bully their students. Our students will not bully each other.
Seniors
When you have parents that treat like their house helps like slaves, the children are watching, are seeing these things happen. So this bullying problem starts from the grassroots, from the homes. That's where I see it. Because even bosses go to Nigeria right now. Anybody with the tiniest iota of power tries to take it out, to lord it over the next person. You go to an office, a civil service office, ordinary receptionist there will try to make you feel as if, you know, there are some demigod. Look at the way lecturers still teach students. Nigerian lecturers, they've been known, they take pride in saying, oh, more than half of my students fail my course. Yeah. And it's meant to be something you are proud of. Go to secondary schools. Teachers, the teacher who flogs the most, who breaks your body and your spirit the most, is the most respected in that school.
Yeah.
They will give them nickname. You know what I'm saying? When I was in secondary school, when I was in military school there, they used to call this guy Mr. Thank God. This guy will flog the shit out of you. It will break you down. I'm talking of 15, 16-year-olds. You know, and it was so feared in that school. So how are you going to have things like that happening and you don't expect bullying? I won't lie to you, bullying, as far as I'm concerned, if you take religion, if you take money, bullying is the third on the list as one of our cultural attributes. It has become a cultural thing, if you ask me, because every facet of the Nigerian society, you will find bullying in there. Pastors bully their congregation.
Yeah,
they will bully you and threaten you for you to actually pay tithes and offering and whatever. You know, they do all these subtle threats. Yeah. So bullying is something that I don't even see. I don't know what way forward do we have as Nigerians.
No, I think it's a Nigerian, like you rightly pointed out, it is a Nigerian thing. We do not want to agree, you understand, because like I said, until it burns, until it affects you.
Yeah. Poor children have been dying for ages in these schools, in all these public schools. You know, until it affects the rich, nothing will get done.
It is okay.
That's the problem.
It is the norm. You understand? Until it affects them. You understand? This family, I'm sorry to say, even this family, I heard the school, they pay high fees.
No, the school is a rich private school, and the problem with that school is apparently it's not the first time. It's been happening before. And what they do is they cover up. Rich people go there, rich people's kids go there. So what do you expect? They are going to cover up for them. What I even heard allegedly is that the day that this poor child got killed, that very day, one of the perpetrators was whisked away to abroad.
Shit.
Yeah, that very day.
So he can't even face the.
Yeah, it was taken abroad. It was he fled the country. I just feel that, to be honest, I don't even see any end in sight when it comes to bullying, because everywhere you look, Nigerians love to bully each other. Everywhere you look. I mean, if you look at this country now, I was thinking the other day. I was thinking to myself, I said, look, what is the way forward? With the high rate of suicide that's going on in this country right now, look at teenagers having suicidal tendencies everywhere you go. Everywhere you look, everybody's frustrated. COVID hasn't helped. The government has not helped, with all their shenanigans. And I thought, and I said, look, why is it that actual therapy is not made free on the NHS?
Yeah,
I mean, if you think about it,
this is something like
to get therapy is expensive. It's expensive. Getting therapy in this country or anywhere is very expensive. So why is it not made something that is easily accessible to people? I mean, if you think about it now, if you're having suicidal tendencies, if you are frustrated, if you are mentally down, and you go to the A&E and say, look, I've been thinking about hurting myself. What can I do? Guess what they do?
They give me bill.
At the end of the day, you waste a lot of time. You finally get seen by a doctor. It will refer you to a psych team or whatever. Every time it's medication. Sometimes therapy helps, but who is going to? Where is the access to the therapy? You are expected to pay £50 an hour to discuss your problems with someone. That hour will not solve your problems. Therapy actually doesn't solve problems. It just gives you the guidelines to better understand yourself and the situation you're dealing with, and then to better deal with it and understand and then move forward. But if you think about it, if you really like, say if I wanted to go to therapy now, at least you will go 3-4 times a week. If you think about it, that's about £250 a week. That's about 1,000 a month. How can anyone afford that?
What I even want to get, if I am having suicidal thoughts, you understand, and maybe I'm my own carer, like I've got no one else, like a rich family that's going to pay this bill.
Yeah.
Do you really expect me to cough £1,000?
No, that's what I'm saying.
When I know the easier route is to just kill myself.
You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I think it's a sad situation, and I think the government needs to do more in terms of there's a mental health crisis ongoing in this country, and no one is talking about it. And that is all I'm going to say. Let's move on. On to better things. I read a story. I came across this story online on Twitter about this mom who became fed up of the lack of diversity during Christmas period. So she created her own Black Santa's grotto. And it gave me an idea. It's something I feel that every area should actually have, at least within the black communities. Yeah. Because what she did was she launched a black grotto of Jamaican heritage, where the Santa Claus is black, and at the events you will have access to African food, delicacies. The elves are black, and apparently completely sold out.
That's why when I heard it was so
completely sold
I feel like a lot of black people were waiting for that. That's what I think, because
that is how you know that a lot of people have been craving or wanting something like that. If I have something like that in my area, of course I'll take my kids. You know, let's change this narrative that although it's like Superman, it's like when people are saying James Bond shouldn't be a woman, Superman can't be black and stuff like that. Man, give us Black Santa Claus. Let's go to Black Santa grotto and eat jollof rice and fufu. You know, let's have fun now. Let's drink palm wine at Santa's grotto. Black people will appreciate that. Moving on, very important. I like the way we are just moving from one tidbit to the other. I heard recently that the Nigerian government, they've told the police force and civil servants that they don't have money to pay December salary. Please, hey, Sky, this will be a short, one of those shorts. I know it will be very short, maybe 30 seconds zoom, because I won't talk too much. All I want to tell you people, hey, Nigerian government doesn't have salary for civil servants and police. Waka with sense. If they catch you, don't let them do Christmas on your head, though.
That one is guaranteed. Even when they do not announce that this thing, Nigerian police will be waiting for
Maji, those guys now. But with this, the amount is like this now. If you enter their trap,
all I can say for anyone is please be careful this Christmas.
Be careful, oh.
Hopefully you avoid the net of this Nigerian policemen. It's not their fault too, they will chop.
But that must work now. Stomach infrastructure.
You know that kind of thing. You understand? But be careful where you're moving. Be careful what you're doing. If it's not necessary, you understand?
Don't move about at night if you don't need to, man.
Where they do events back then in Nigeria.
But you know it was bad then. Shit. But it's not as bad as it is now.
But it's now worse.
If now you do my funky bad day, we go come funky bad day yourself for sale. Because those guys, they don't understand the most simple basic of explanations. They don't care. Yeah, so the main topic of today, of this episode, which is, I refer to as the elephant in the room when we started. Even to me, it came as a shock when I heard it in the news that the Tories, they've passed the final reading of the Nationality and Borders Bill, which will give government powers to remove British citizenship without notice. It will criminalize boats rescuing people at sea. It will attack migrants' rights and violate refugee convention. Now, if you think about the three things I've listed, I don't know how anyone will hear these things and not be in shock. So boats that are trying to rescue people at sea, people that have come from displaced countries, from famine, from domestic violence, trying to go to, better countries to better their life, to get help. Remember, they cannot work in this country. So it's not as if they are coming to take your jobs. Remember that. Most of them will not have any access to public funds anyway, because they barely have documentation. So they are coming as asylum seekers. A lot of them die on the water. So people trying to rescue them will actually be in trouble. Think about it. The worst part of it all is that this same country, they set up a panel. Remember when they said they wanted to set up a panel to see if this country is racist or not? And the panel came back and their decision was that, Britain is not a racist country. But you are implementing something that will make people become second-class citizens. More often than not, in a country that they consider the place of their birth.
I don't know about you, but have you noticed something? There was a time where everybody was shouting is human rights.
Yeah, but then if you think about it, even while we were shouting human rights, then the human rights laws, they were busy vehemently attacking it. Yeah. Theresa May tried everything she could to remove that human rights aspect of it all. But here we are.
But now, you see, people now, it's like the people in power, they've now realized that, okay, this rights that we're shouting, if we have it, it's a powerful tool on our side. Then they are now systematically, bringing our powers down. You understand? Because why would you say, whatever the case anyone does, why will you make someone citizenship less? You understand?
No, it's called being stateless.
Yes. Why would you make it
for those who don't
stateless?
Understand, because for me, every time I talk about this,
that the greatest right
I go
a human being can have
is a nationality,
is identity,
belonging to something, belonging
to a group of people, belonging to a culture, to a place that you call home. You understand? And you want to strip someone of that.
It's shocking. I won't lie to you.
That is the greatest.
Honestly, let me tell you something.
Abuse.
People don't understand how scary this. How scary this is. Remember the Windrush, the descendants of the Windrush people. Their ancestors fought for this country. And you know what happened? Most of these people were born in this country. They grew up in this country. They had never been out of this country to anywhere. They don't know anywhere else, and they were deported without warning, without reason. Think about it. In case you don't know the deep ramifications of what we're talking about, under these new proposals, any foreign-born British citizen can be deprived of their citizenship without notice or notification.
Even if your son allegiance,
all that doesn't mean anything. In fact, it says that dual citizenship is not a precondition. You can be made stateless as long as the British government believe that you are eligible for citizenship of another country. Say now, as you're here now, you have Nigerian citizenship too, so that's dual citizenship. They can decide to revoke your British citizenship and then force you back to Nigeria. And the worst part of it all is, even if you were born in this country and you only belong to this country, you don't even, like me now, I don't even have Nigerian. They can still revoke your citizenship and make you stateless. Because what it says on here is, it says here, analysis from 2011 census by the New Statesman finds an astronomical number of people, coming to 5.5 million in England and Wales, who fall into this category, including about 408,000 people born in the UK. It is hard to imagine a more flagrantly racist idea emanating from anywhere but a National Front manifesto. It affects half of British Asians and 39% of Black Britons. It's shocking. And what people don't understand is, people just read this news without actually think of the consequences. A white person can commit a crime right now, and you, a black person, black African, born in this country, raised in this country, know nowhere else, you can commit the same crime. Both of you can have no prior criminal history. You can both commit the same level of crime the same day, even at the same place, and you can lose your citizenship.
Bro, let's not even say commit a crime, so it doesn't look like we're trying to justify anybody's crime.
No, that's not the point, but there is no way stripping somebody of
just
that
the
citizenship.
fact that maybe you try to speak up or fight for your rights, could be construed as a crime against the state.
Don't you get what they are saying?
Yeah,
they are saying they don't need to even give you a reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't need to warn you. They don't need. And you know the worst part? You can travel for holiday and be unable to come back into the country.
You understand? And you've got family here already.
You've got family here and everything. That's you can travel out. You can just go on holiday and they will just lock you out there.
You can't come in. What are you gonna do?
You know, it's like how when we go to parties back in the day, and your parents will tell you after 8 p.m. if you are not in this house, stay there. And you now return 10:30, and they will tell you go and find somewhere to sleep. When Nigeria still used to be safe back in the day, that is how it feels. And if you think about it, since Theresa May has been the Home Secretary, we've seen a spike in people being stripped. Look at this is the shocking. This is how shocking it is. In 2016, it was only just 14 people in this whole country lost their citizenship status. Okay, 1 year after, from 14, it went to 104. That was far back 2017. We're in 2021. By the time they start implementing this thing, it will shock all of us. Because you don't even have to commit any big crime. All they need is they have all the power now. You get what I mean? All you need to do is go home to Nigeria, and they will just tell you, unfortunately, you are not allowed back in the UK. I mean, what kind of society are these people trying to? What's the agenda here for me? I don't know.
Like this issue is just about the only way to just sum it up is this is like the greatest human rights abuse ever, because if you're gonna render me stateless, strip me of my identity.
I mean,
you understand? Then
for committing a crime.
You're actually telling me
people make mistakes. People make mistakes every time, don't they?
Femi, forget crime. Just because let me put it this way. If we're gonna go about crime only, because you're looking at this, that the only way you end up in this situation is if you commit a crime. Have we not seen
you don't even have to commit crime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You understand? Even if you don't commit a crime and you end up in that situation and they deny you. Let me put it this way. You went on holiday, you're coming back, and your picture seems like the terrorists that they are So before you can even fight for your rights, you're back to your motherland.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Before you can appeal.
And how are you going to fight that all the way
when you are not even here
in the country? How are you going to fight it? Bro, that's like saying, you know what, I'm going to take what makes you
just
human.
Imagine what that would do to your mental health. Imagine what it does to your family. Your job is gone because no job will wait for you for a year to be fighting, appealing left and right, back and forth.
Exactly.
Because all this thing you are looking at, before you clear yourself, you are looking at a year and a half.
You're losing your life.
Your family is there. How would they pay your mortgage?
If you don't have a strong family, you can even lose your kids and your whatever.
We are in trouble. See, the people I will just tell, let me tell you, all those people that are doing all sorts of illegal stuff, like fraud or all those things. Most of you will say, should be at the British corner, they don't give me red pally. Or those people that they got their citizenship by nationalization, or how you call it. People that have lived in this country for 10, 15 years. The way they will collect it from you if you commit any crime. You will meet yourself back in Nigeria, let me tell you. Because I don't even know what to say about this. Because I'm thinking, do we relocate again to Canada, or do we relocate to America? Or what do you do about this kind of stuff? Because it's so scary, I'm telling you. It's so scary. I was coming today, I saw red lights. I said, look, you better let me drive carefully. Because one small tiny offense like this, you are brutal.
That's it. Where do you want to start from? Bro, me, I feel like, see, it might seem like, because we're Nigerians and all that. It's not. I met this guy who is from India originally, but his parents left India for Kenya. They basically gave birth to him in Kenya. Mm-hmm. He grew up in Kenya and he moved here. You understand? This guy is like 60-something years now, so he's quite old. Mm-hmm. This guy was telling me about Priti Patel. He was like, I'm Indian, that we dislike her. Like, he used hate, actually. We hate her. I hate her. Yeah. What kind of that she's just sucking up to
Just
Boris.
to be clear, Pretty Pate, I love you. Don't deport me.
I didn't say I'm quoting somebody.
I know. I'm not joking.
My name is Badja. But seriously, how can you be sucking up to?
It's crazy.
Even Savage Javed, I mean, what's his name? He wasn't this worse. He didn't do a good job, but he didn't suck up to. You understand? He didn't suck up like this because this is our bill.
This is
our bill.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. She's the one pushing this.
Yeah.
This is a good segue. If we're going to lockdown.
You know what the guy told me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing the guy told me was that I hope her family get deported.
Do you think she cares?
That's what the guy said.
Yeah, but do you think she
She
cares?
said she doesn't even care.
She doesn't strike by somebody who gives a shit.
So what is the point of you having power in a foreign country? You understand? And your own family is not
Let
protected.
me tell you, she doesn't. For me, I don't think that woman cares. I don't think she does.
All because of politics.
I don't think she does, Frank.
Oh my
I don't
God,
think.
man. This is just like
Say-
being-
There's a positive. We have the new gangster in town now, Mr. Omicron, the new COVID variant, and the way I'm seeing it, the
put the
number
respect on that.
the number is increasing really fast, rapidly, and they've now enforced wearing of masks in public places and stuff like that, and what do you call it? So I'm thinking, are you going to stay indoors if the government, if Mr. Boris, if they lock us down again?
Bro.
Because from what I've heard, after throwing a party, because I was reading all sorts on Twitter about this, one of the BBC journalists. No. What I'm saying is one of the BBC journalists was actually revealing some things to us on Twitter the past few days when she said apparently there were like 70 of them in number 10 throwing a Christmas party. At the same time, oh yeah, no, I've seen videos of Jacob Rees-Mogg or what's his name making a speech, joking and all this stuff, and I'm just thinking this was the same exact time they were finding and arresting people for upwards of 10,000 for throwing a party of 12 or more.
Those are the
last
ones that
year.
should come back for.
So what I'm thinking is, are they going to refund those people? Are they going to refund those people, or what's going to happen now? Because thinking about it now, I'm thinking people are saying that they will do whatever they want, visit who they want, go where they want this time around. If they think they can lock this country down after all their shenanigans.
I say you okay. Fair. You started with, am I going to stay at home?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know people will not listen and all that, but if you're basing your reason for not listening and going rogue on what the Prime Minister is doing, then I'll say one thing to you: you do not love yourself. Because you know why? The Omicron, if it attacks you,
Omicron, yeah,
brother Omicron, from my oh yeah, and it affects you in a negative way, and you pass on, you will not be here to. It's as simple as that. You understand? That's what I'm gonna say. You understand? So let's mock the government. Yes.
No,
but let's keep ourselves safe.
Let's be honest.
Let's keep Femi, keep yourself safe.
I understand what you're saying, but I just feel it's sad
You
that
understand? Mock the government.
laws
Yeah,
were
that's what I'm
made.
gonna say. So,
Laws were
I'm gonna
made.
stay at home.
Laws were made
You
for
don't
poor
stay?
people and the masses.
Obviously.
Man, it's one rule for these people, and it's another rule for the people. For some people died alone in their houses. Vulnerable people were not able to see their families during Christmas, and these guys were actually throwing parties at that same time. It's not one party. I heard it's multiple parties.
Cheers.
Yes, now, no, I've seen videos now where they were even mocking the thing.
Why are you surprised, Steph?
It's crazy, man.
Why are you surprised?
I'll drop a bombshell and we can end the episode. I read this morning that if the Prime Minister has some conscience, which I don't think he does really. If he has self-respect, which I have not seen any evidence of that, to be honest. And he actually resigns after all these revelations. That if he resigns, guess who is pushing to take his place?
Pretty Patel.
Down!
That's why.
Fam, I've packed a nice.
That's what I heard.
I've packed
That's
some
why she's
property.
doing all this that she's
Yes,
doing.
now, yes, to call you favor. And just so they can see that you're doing well, fam.
She just keeps saying that.
Man,
Yes, and you know the funniest thing, the irony of this is that she's not even immune to this. She's to the law.
Oh, no,
Because
she's not, yeah.
She's not immune. If this kind of bill passes and she serves her time, it doesn't make her a natural.
They will protect their own, my guy. They'll protect their own.
Femi, they will protect their own. What's this guy's name? This guy that they said used to rape young girls that was friends with the prince. What's that guy's name?
Which was that? Oh yeah, the guy that died. The guy that died in jail. So his wife is on trial still now.
Yeah, so that kind of guy, why are they not protecting him?
Well, nobody wants when the shit hits the fan, everybody will protect.
So someone like Kuti Patel now, something happens in the future when she's like
something that stinks, people will protect themselves now.
20 years time or 15 years time, they will deport her if this kind of bill passes.
That's true. Or our kids, maybe not even her, maybe our children.
Yeah, they will deport her, and you say she doesn't care, so maybe she doesn't even care. Our kids are not in the new. I don't even know. I think that somebody is just actually pressing our button. Because look at it, Femi. If you're not immune to something, why are you pushing it?
To be fair, I think she wants to be seen as a strong politician.
Seriously. Nah.
I think she wants to be seen as a strong politician, very ambitious.
If I'm going to push something, you understand? Politicians are number one, what? No.
What?
Politicians, first of all, what's the main interest? Is it the public or theirs?
Their own interest.
Yeah,
they don't care about anybody.
Selfish, number one. So if it's not going to protect me, why the hell am I going to push for it? Somebody somewhere pushing our buttons. I'm telling you, somebody's got a live remote. You say, Grandpa,
You know what I realized is, I actually have more fun before we push record on this camera. I swear, you people don't know the things we talk about before we actually start recording this podcast. The things we talk about, Jesus Christ. One day we will play some of the behind the scenes. Maybe we'll make that one podcast where we just cram on the behind the scenes, just for people to just see the kind of conversations we have before we even press record.
Anyway,
you guys.
Question from our people.
Okay.
Anyone who knows more about women dealing with fibroids and all that, send us a message, leave a comment. I'm interested in knowing anyone's perception.
Yeah, what I can do is I can actually get somebody that specializes in that.
We're working on it, but I still want to hear from
people generally. But
so maybe we might be able to talk with whatever that person comments or sends us an email about. Then we might be able to discuss it. So we actually have an expert or somebody that has more experience.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. On a serious note, Omicron is out and about, guys. I mean, this coronavirus will keep evolving, it will keep mutating. We just have to roll with the times. Protect yourselves, protect your families. I can't say more than that. If they ask you to wear a mask, wear it. Honestly, we don't even know what's what anymore. People are double, triple jabbed as they're having symptoms. I don't understand, but all I can say is continue doing what you can to protect yourself, to protect your loved ones. Omicron is real, boy, and I just think that at some point we have to learn to live with this thing. It's not. I don't think this is something that will go away anytime soon. You know what I mean? So you guys stay safe.
This is real life.
Yep. Till we see you again on the next episode. Be kind to one another.
Please, don't, because of the party they had at number 10, do not protect yourself. Because the truth is, it's only when you're alive that you can continue to call them out for these things. Yeah. If you are not alive, you understand, you cannot call them out.
Yeah,
that's just as simple as that.
That's true. Yeah, be nice, be kind to one another. See you next episode.